Hi everyone, my name is Alison and welcome to my channel. My channel is called So Like Dotty. This is my first ever vlog, so go with the flow. I hope it's all right, and I hope I can maybe get better at it as well, but I'm quite good at talking to people, so hey, maybe I'll do okay. So what I thought I would do in this first vlog is just say welcome, introduce myself, and of course I want you to click. So here we go, guys. I should also say that I am wearing a Tilly and the Buttons lotta dress today. More of that later because I've got another one to show you, but I just thought you might be thinking, well, what's that you're wearing, Alison? So this, I would say I get most of my fabric from Pound a Metre, Pound Fabrics, Boys Stores, which I just love, Dalston Mills, probably a couple of other places as well. That's not that I'm tight with what I want to spend, but while I'm losing weight and I'm kind of learning what suits me and what doesn't, I don't really want to spend an awful lot of money per metre. But my goal is, and I'll be sharing this with you on another vlog soon, to get to my target weight, which is about another 1.5 stone by mid-November, because I've got some really special things coming up that I'm going to be making some fabulous clothes. Well, I hope they're fabulous for. And my goal is really that I've gone from a wardrobe where this many things fitted me and I was just sick of wearing the same things, to a wardrobe that's now absolutely bursting at the seams, with colour, not just black. And it's just lovely to think I can choose fabrics that I really like and then make them into garments that I love. And I have had some complete disasters, but what I would say is, I saw some people make them and they looked really good, or on a pattern or in a magazine they looked really good, and I made them and they just, there's nothing wrong with them, they were made nicely, but they just didn't suit my style. And so what I've started to think is, like, I'm, you know, in my 50s, I know my shape, I know my style pretty well. Is that something I would go into a store and pick up to try on? And the answer is often no, because it just doesn't suit you. So I've started to think like that now before I make things, and I do the whole toil, what do you call that thing? Yeah, practice runs on some new things too. So this was the very first garment that I made. It's in that lovely cable knit jersey fabric that you can get all over the place. I think this is the taupe colour, but it's kind of like almost the very palest pink. So I did this as the Billy dress. I did it with the lovely balloon sleeves and the big cuffs, and then the band round the bottom. So all I've done this year is I've taken in at the sides, moved the band up, chopped it, sorted it, done. And I had a lump of this left, so I'll show you shortly something that I've made out of that as well. So that was the first thing. Then I think the next one was like a grey, but with a hint of sparkle with red, that looked like velvet hearts on it, and I love that. I wore it to death last year, but it was washed that much by the end of the winter. Some of the hearts just didn't have the red velvet on anymore. It was probably something to do with how I was washing it. You might notice a theme as well that I don't really like ironing. So although I press while I'm making clothes, I try really not to use fabric that I might have to iron too much. So this, I'm not sure what you call this. Is it plissé or something like that? This fabric's called. Can you see where it just has, it has a stretch, but it's kind of a bit crinkled. And when it came, I didn't know that, I didn't really understand what I was getting, so it was my fault, but I didn't really know it was going to be like that. But actually it sewed up really well. I did have some black jersey, so I used that around the neck. Again, balloon sleeves, and I did that with the cuffs. I just like the balloon sleeves. I've got big arms, I'll always have big arms, so I need a bit of room there as well, I'm very honest. And I just did that jersey around the bottom. But what I have got, which is going to be in probably my next 1 or 2 vlogs, is I have now bought some ribbon to start using round necks and things, just to finish things off a bit better when they're gonna, I want them to last me for a long time. So I've shortened this one as well, because I just thought they're both lovely to wear with pants, with trousers, to do something a little bit different with them this year. So that is the... So where did I go? I feel like I'm taking you on a whole voyage around the world. So where did I go from there? I started to look at what was in my wardrobe, and as I started to lose weight, rather than just send things to the charity shop, I started to look at, okay, what's in that fabric? How could I maybe reuse it? So I started to alter some things. Now this is a dress I got online, it kept popping up on Facebook this year, called Roman, and I love the dress, but like, you know, if you're really kind of careful about your pattern matching, it's not really there. And I loved it. It wasn't very expensive at all. We were going on holiday in the summer, and I got it. But the frill part of it here, the first frill, was quite short on the top of my arm, and it just exposed this bit of my arm a little bit too much for me. I do love a maxi dress. I like to have my legs covered up in the summer. So it had it had 2 frills on the bottom. So what I did was I just took one off, hemmed it round, or took the bottom of it off, hemmed it round, and then it's not actually a 2-layer frill on the top, but it kind of looks like it when you're wearing it. And I was quite impressed. But, you know, Patrick and Esme would be really pleased with the pattern matching that I did on there. So it just extended that so it looks like a double frill when I'm wearing that. And I think I'll probably be able to wear that next summer. I might just need to maybe alter the elastic and alter the shape of it a little bit. But if it couldn't, I think what I would do is take the top part off, put a waistband on it, because that's what I want to get into rather than elasticated things, like a fitted waistband, and I'd probably turn that into a skirt next summer, so that might make an appearance again. So that was one of those things. I had 2 dresses that I bought last year. Oh God, I can't remember where from. Just pull-on jersey dresses, which I really liked and I loved, but my daughter kept saying, Mum, you just need to get something else. They're absolutely massive on you, and she was right. So what I did with them was, one was like a red leopard print, but I've had to, it just was too worn. I've had to kind of get rid of that now. So what I did was I took the sleeves that were in the dress and I just cut them off the dress. And then, so you can see, I'm absolutely rubbish at shearing. I need some good points, but they had these lovely sheared sleeves. So this t-shirt, I'm going to come to the Tilly and the Buttons Make It Simple book shortly. This is the Tabitha t-shirt bodice from the Make It Simple book. And I do like this rather than the Billy jumper because it's just a little bit lower. I like things higher up, but I don't always like things higher up. I like a little bit of a, not even a scoop neck, just a regular neck. And so I just, I made that. Quite pleased with that. But I do like the band that's on the bottom of the Billy jumper. So I put a little band along the bottom of that as well. So that was a total rehash of something that I'd had before. And then I wasn't too sure about this one. Apologies if you can hear the beep. That's my dishwasher done. If you Google or go on YouTube actually, and YouTube Kylie Karaoke, you may just find me on the Michael McIntyre show. And I was wearing this dress, but it looks a little bit different. So I actually got this dress. Didn't really know what was going to happen. You'll see if you ever watch it. It's absolutely hilarious for myself and my husband. And for this trip to London, but I'd ended up kind of getting a click. I think it was from H&M, and I'd managed to click the fabric. So I went and got another one because I loved it. And it sort of had a little bit of a fluted sleeve. And I really liked it, and I wore it quite a bit. But then this year I thought, I'm not really wearing that sort of style sleeve. I like the big sleeves that are in at the moment. So what I did was, the one that had the click, I used the skirt of that to make some balloon sleeves for these. So again, I think I just followed the sleeve from the Tilly and the Buttons pattern, made the sleeve, but I just put a simple elasticated cuff. And I think I'm going to get a lot of wear out of this with some black tights, my DM shoes, or even my DM boots in the winter. This one's probably a little bit midi length, but you can see it's, so I've not made this dress. Literally I've not done the neck. All I've done is taken the sleeves out that were in, cut some new sleeves and put them into this. So I'm just hoping that might inspire somebody else to think, you know, maybe when I get a bit more confident, or even try modifying things just to build up my skills, because I would say I'm maybe an advanced beginner. I wouldn't even say I'm at an intermediate stage yet, but I'm really enjoying what I do. So there you go. So that is kind of my alterations, like the alteration challenge on Sewing Bee. But I don't want to be wasteful. I think I've got to look back, and I've been so wasteful with things that I could have created other things with. Maybe even not garments, maybe using fabric to make from a dress to make fabric gift bags that you can keep recycling, things like that. So I'm trying to get into my head and think, how can I reuse, repurpose? And that's why part of my goal is to get to my dream weight and stay there forever so I can continue to wear things. I will still make things, but to continue to wear things rather than kind of being less frugal. I think that's the right word with my clothes. So I do feel like I'm taking you on a real voyage of discovery here, but it is really whistle stop. And what I wanted to do was show you some of the things that I made for summer, because I'm literally sadly about to pack them away for next summer, although we've had a couple of beautiful days. It is the middle of September and I'm starting to move. I've already started moving into my autumn thinking and autumn make, so I'll be sharing more on that soon. That is the dog that I mentioned earlier. So I had a dress that I got a few years ago from Very, I think, and it had off the shoulder elasticated, like on or off the shoulder option, long sleeves, but a maxi dress. Could wear it summer or winter really, and I loved it, and I wanted something that replicated that, and I was searching around, and what I did was I found this very now battered McCalls pattern. So it's M8028. So the neckline on this was exactly what I was looking for, this on or off option. But what I knew was, looking at the jumpsuit, is I've got big legs. I can't kind of do the whole tapered legs. And I think it's got an option for cuffs at the bottom, which you can't see because I've stuck a sticker on with details on. So I think the first thing that I possibly made in this might have been this play suit from my daughter, actually. And that is on my Instagram, which is also at @solightdotty. So you can maybe have a little look back there, give that a like and maybe a follow. But I use this top so much, and I just hope that this can inspire somebody else, because sewing patterns aren't cheap. There are lots of free ones, but I can't. I have downloaded some and stuck the PDFs together, but it absolutely drives me bonkers. It's so bulky and I've got no patience. I'm old-fashioned. I prefer a pattern. I do cut them out, but if I'm doing them, say I'm using a pattern for my daughter, I'll make that, I'll trace around it, and I've got tracing paper to do one for her, one for me, etc. So with this one, I've got different sleeve lengths that I've done, different options. It's all in here, but it is very well used. So everything I'm going to show you now kind of came from that pattern. And a dress that I had in my wardrobe, that black dress actually that I've just shown you in the Tabitha t-shirt modification, I literally just laid that down and followed the outline of that onto tracing paper, allowed a seam allowance, and some space at the top to put an elasticated waistband in. I thought, well, you know, nothing ventured, nothing gained, give it a try. So this fabric, I think this came from Boys at Bishop Auckland. I've been to every boys store in the northeast, I think. I live north of Newcastle. I don't quite have one on my doorstep. I absolutely love sea soccer. It just reminds me of some holidays in Britain. So this is that stretchy neckline. I tend to wear them off shoulder in the summer. I love that look. It's a maxi dress, and I put this nice ruffle on there as well. It did take me a little bit longer than I wanted it to, because I wanted the stripes to all be even, and I wanted to do this stripe across and the frill at the bottom across. So it's got the vertical in the bodice and the skirt and the horizontal in the ruffles. Love that one. That will definitely be getting modified for next summer, and I think I've also done a top in that as well, but same design but without the ruffle on. This fabric I got from Dunelm. It has been in the sale since then, but it wasn't at the time. And I do have to be careful with cottons. I can't go for things that are too stiff. They don't have enough drape for my shape. They just don't work for me. But this is a beautiful, soft, I think it's a Rose and Hubble fabric. I've got a few more bits in my stash to make up, but this beautiful zebra dress. So this is the same, with a sort of elbow length sleeve, off the shoulder, elasticated waist, and I didn't put the frill on this one. There's just a little small side split on this one. It's really cute. Worn it a couple of times. Just so comfortable to chuck on, and love it. So I'll put that one there. And then I think this fabric came from either Pound a Meter or Pound meter. There's two, isn't there? I get them mixed up. It was one of those stores. Similar to the first one, the seersucker dress that I showed you. But what I absolutely loved about this is that it's broderie anglaise and it came with this scalloped edge. So I just thought there's no way I'm not going to make the most of that scalloped edge. Obviously saved me having to hem it as well. So the frill on the top has got that scallop on. When I joined it together, I did it so the top of the skirt has that scalloped edge, and then the very bottom ruffle also has that scalloped edge. And I just love this, absolutely love it. It is slightly see-through, so all I did was make a very natural coloured sort of underslip just to pull on underneath it. It's fine for the top. With having the ruffle on, it kind of covers over everything it needs to, so I don't need to do anything with the top part of it. But I love that. I just love that mint. It's such a beautiful colour. But I bought these kind of fabrics probably at the beginning of maybe April, so they're definitely not in stock. And what I did buy was same supplier, this the broderie anglaise, which has a slightly cotton underside, and I've already got 3 meters of this and a smaller version of this top ready for next summer, and I'm going to make those into a maxi dress. So that this is a top which is the same version. It doesn't look, it's not a crystal clear white, this white, it's like a slightly creamy white, puff sleeves, elastic at the wrist, yeah, same pattern but made as a top, and that was really nice to pull on with trousers over the summer. And this is exactly the same, and I've got this fabric ready for next summer before it's sold out. It looks like it's embroidered with these flowers. I'm sure lots of you have it. The label is just Forever Daisy Chain. That's my daughter and we make jewellery and some small sewing stuff, but it's mostly so I can tell which is the back and which is the front. So same idea. And the bottom part of this is the Tilly and the Button Sophia trousers, which I'll talk a little bit more about. I'm not big into pockets. Got to admit, controversial, I know. But also, because I'm losing weight, I don't want to spend time fixing pockets into things when it's quite easy then to go back in and just run the seams in. So it's actually really been to my advantage that I've not put pockets in some of these things, because as the months have gone on, I have altered them. So these are kind of a cropped trouser, elastic waist, pull on. You can see more pictures of these on my Instagram. I've worn this loads over the summer and I couldn't resist getting it. I think it was like, I don't know, 3 meters for £6 or 3 meters for £8, something like that. Not a lot at all. Absolutely love it. It's cotton but very thin. And then I think probably the only one of those that I'll wear in the winter is this one. And this was from pound a metre, and it actually was £1 per metre. It's this sort of purple blue fabric. It just feels so soft. It's got the most beautiful drape on it. Made that in the off the shoulder, but it does go up onto my shoulders. I put the balloon sleeves from the Tilly and the Button Billy jumper dress into this with the cuff, and just an elasticated waist and a simple maxi length skirt with one side split in. It made up so easy. I think I made it in about 2 hours. Probably made this before I made some of those. And I've wore it in the summer with like long wooden necklaces, but equally in the winter I think it would look really nice as well with, you know, chunky tights and shoes. So and that all came from that one pattern, so I know that I'm going to be using that absolutely loads next year too. So I'm a little bit worried that I might have you might have lost interest, because this could be quite a long video. So what I'm going to do is end that there for today, and I'm going to record the second part of it, so I'll probably have the same dress on, and bring you right up to date with where I am, and I'll be releasing that really soon as well. That'll bring you bang up to date, and then I'm looking forward to bringing you my September autumn plan makes, my special occasion makes as well. So thanks very much for tuning in there. I hope you've enjoyed it, and maybe it's got somebody a little bit interested in what they could make and create as well. Drop me some comments, let me know the sort of things you might be interested in hearing about, or if you've made any of the similar patterns, that would be lovely to hear as well. All right, bye now.